Celebrating Nigeria at 60. This is your jubilee and mine. If you're Nigerian, it's 6 decades. And the message from the presidency and the message this jubilee is one word: together. Together we rise, together we go forward and upward, and together we rephrase, recompose, and redesign our housing national policy. My name is Dayo Benjamin, and what a privilege to be speaking at this House Fair 4.0 2020. It's a celebration of creativity and innovation. It's a celebration of the audacity of entrepreneurship in the face of a significant national challenge. It's about that drive, diligence, and delivery of a serviced industry to refactorize the hope of a nation for its polity, its people, and communities when it comes to the issue of housing and all of its related references. Today, even as we come to the topic that I have been given, which is dealing with disarming the ambiguity of home ownership in Nigeria, that language almost throws the entire reference of my topic into ambiguity itself. Ambiguity being that which is obscure, which is not clear, which one is not certain just how to delineate and define direction, as well as opportunity when it comes to the issue of home ownership. So to simplify, what I've been asked to speak on is simply, how do you, in the year 2020 going forward, own a home? How do you afford one to own in the first place? And I'd like at this point to appreciate the distinguished convener, a very, very discerning woman entrepreneur and one of foremost representations in the industry of home ownership, house building, and estate design all over this country. Celebrating engineer Dr. Becky Olubukola, President Group MD, Bistan Group, and along with all of the profile of very, very eminent distinguished guests and other personalities that are attending this program, as well as my co-speakers, Yemi Kerry, Linus Okorie, very distinguished and eminent leadership advocates and brands within their context of professional calling and delivery. All of our royal fathers. The chairman of this occasion, in particular, His Imperial Majesty Ooni of Ife, the chairman of the Bistan Group, Oba Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi Ojaja II, Ade Akpelori Bata Akpelese. So dealing with the issue of ambiguity, dealing with things that are not clear, not having obvious meaning, that which is vague, that which is unsure, the reality of home ownership is what you own. I like to put it this way: when you're talking about a gateway to a better life, you better make sure that you have a gate with a home address and it is yours. You're talking about a better life when you own your home. You're talking about a better lifestyle. A better lifestyle and a defining marker when it comes to the pedigree of your security in your national reference and identity. Talking about affordable housing solutions, we're looking at budget, your dream or desire to own a home, your doability, dealing with your capacity to own one, your collateral when it comes to owning your own home. Owning your own home many times has to do with the money. Can I afford it? What do I earn? How can I buy my own home? The reality of owning your home is the reality of what money is. When you understand that money isn't something that flings you round and about, it's something that you learn to earn. Yes, I'll say it again. It's something you learn to earn. And once you learn how to earn your money and save your money, you will own your own home. So learn to earn it, work it, save it, and invest it. What is it? The money. The money that helps you own, build, or when you own your home, eventually sustain it so that it becomes investment collateral for any other business you need to put a profile to. Owning your own home is about working with creating your own ideas, innovating your decision, and expanding your dreams to own your own home. So, I know I'm working with words here, but this is very deliberate. I'm not just making a presentation. I'm challenging you to have a personal conversation with the aspiration that is your basic human right. It is profiled as an SDG, but it's more than a development goal. This is a human right for any and everyone born on the surface of our human earth realm and reference. You were born to own your own home. And you can say that to yourself again. It's not about governmental policies. That definitely helps. It's not about a handout or a dash out by inheritance or otherwise. No, it's much more than that. It's an initiative beyond that which is a community initiative to a personal initiative that you define by your own aspiration to own your home. Again, I say, owning your home will be determined by you. You talk about land, that is real estate, a real dream, but it's all about owning your market to the point of packaging and marketing. So, what is the point of entry for owning your own home? You notice I've got my flag with me because for me, whatever you're doing, part of your national expression is owning your own piece of real estate. I pledge to Nigeria, my country, to be faithful, to be loyal and honest, to serve Nigeria with all my strength, to defend her unity and uphold her honor and glory, so help me God. If you work with the tenets of the Nigerian Pledge, you will come to a place where you will distinguish the pedigree of everything you do by your patriotic commitment and consistency to working the Nigeria dream, and in working the Nigeria dream, you work your own. You work your enterprise, you work your professionalism, you ultimately will own your home. So what are we talking about? Speaking on disarming the ambiguity, that's what I'm doing, having a conversation. I just want you to understand. With all your understanding, get it and really, really get it. This is not some area that belongs to the exclusive preserve of mortgage banking packages, of multi-millionaire billionaires, of rich kids with rich dads and moms that give them the inheritance. No, it is your human right. So let's just establish a few facts. This particular topic is coming at a time when the housing deficit in Nigeria is a significant subject, not just of discussion, but of governmental concern and some touch of controversy when it comes to the valuation and the figures. So the Office of the FGF says the deficit may be over 20 million. Our Honorable Minister of Housing talks about the fact that, well, you have this challenge dotted all over the country. It's the reality. It's where we are at. Number two, it is time. It has come at a time when for every corporate, individual, and government expression in terms of income, salaries, or just your earnings, everything has been challenged by the COVID effect. The disruptive challenge of COVID, lockdown, and all the rest of its related and attenuated expressions and experiences have challenged everyone in the forefront of home business. Rents are due, but how do people pay when they've not been able to earn? When businesses have not been able to run like they should run? And so the whole issue of a housing and home deficit is much more than just numbers. It's about a total experience due to COVID-19 and the pandemic. This is also a time when there has been a huge challenge with the activities of terrorists. This is creating its displacements internally and also in terms of our diasporal representations and references. We look at what the criminals and insurgents are challenging our environmental framework with, so that a lot of families, businesses are having to move, and there is a strategically high, astronomically high rural to urban migration, IDP camps dotting every state, and more importantly, you find different businesses and individuals moving their families from certain areas more concentric and close to those terrorist-challenged locations. While the demand of homes is burgeoning, not many people understand how to procure, how to own, how to buy their own. Indeed, there's a general belief that it is easier for the camel to pass through the eye of the needle than for an average, we're talking average Nigerian, just for a basic Nigerian to own a home. And this is because of deep-rooted ambiguity about methods and processes of home ownerships. Simply put, the 1, 2, 3 of owning your own home. Home ownership can literally be as simple as 1, 2, 3. It's strategy, it is innovation, and it is a deliberation of your dream to own your own home. Today, there are many innovative ways of owning your own home with minimum stress. Minimum stress, are you for real? Dayo Benjamin's Lani, yes, I am. You see, you de-stress when you redirect your focus and your inspiration to owning your own home into earning, into building up and saving the investment that goes into having the brick and the mortar over the designer labels and over the social status things that a lot of people invest in, not realizing that for every designer bag you buy, you have just given up buying a number of bags of cement, bricks, stones, sand, and paying for water tanker just to arrive at your own location where you can start breaking and building from foundation. Well, I'm certain that at House Fair 4.0, there are many facilitators and providers that will educate you on much more that you can do one-on-one. The opportunities are there, but you have to locate yourself within that stimulus, within that industry, within the opportunities. Don't just come into this room and be a number. Make sure that you are living with a number that critically connects you to owning your own home. Gone are the days when we have to work donkey years to buy land, and sometimes in the wrong location. See, don't go building a home in the village when building a house in the city will earn you the money for you to own an estate in your village. Now, this is a reality that we have to really reinterpret so that you don't find yourself trapped by cultural delineations that impoverish you, that reduce you to being mendicant, a beggar, and an apology and pitiable. A lot of our fathers made the mistake, and mothers, of finishing in retirement, building the house at home, and that was it. What do you do? What is the value of that house at home? Please make sure. If it is not a village that has become a metropolis where you can do real investment and use it as collateral backup, then invest first in a house in the city in a basic strategic location whose value will continue to increase so that when your children need to own their own homes, there's a principal seed and investment that translates to them harvesting the profit from your seed in the city that now gives them estates in the village. What I'm simply saying is that today, innovative packages abound. As long as you are committed to being faithful, loyal, and honest to repaying what you get from a mortgage facility, you don't have to be afraid of getting a loan and a mortgage by government and by different institutional frameworks that afford you the opportunity to buy. You have different points of entry right now where you can start up at 5 million. Youth corpers, go and look into this for the youth. There are opportunities the government is providing youth exclusively to own their own homes and initiate investments that make them afford, buy land, and begin to build. If you learn to work as a team, what you cannot afford on your own, with your own group, supervised by a responsible mentor, you can together own a home that you either put up for rent or for sale, and from which you as a youth, rather than expending it and expending life, you are able now to begin to invest and save so that you build towards a significant ownership of real estate, land development, and innovative design play. It's an entire value chain when it comes to home ownership and house and construction. Today, innovative packages provide easy-to-buy, stress-reduced models. May I say super models? It is always advisable to seek advice from players in the industry. The players are here and they are not playing. This is House Fair 4.0. A forum of this kind, again, kudos to Engineer Becky, gives you and I the opportunity of getting clarity, no more ambiguity on how to own your own home with minimal stress, but deliberate, diligent application. The diligence shall be made fat. You will own your own lovely home address. And you know what? You don't have to begin like in Abuja in Ministers Hill or Lagos at Banana Island. You can begin where there's no banana and no island. Begin in Mushi. There are multi-millionaires who have come out of Mushi, who have come out of, where's not even Guagalada. You name it, any far-fetched place in Abuja. And right now, what they own has brought them into city centers, not just Abuja, but even New York. The reality with real estate, it is the most powerful point of entry for generating wealth for any individual. I encourage you, youth, woman, widow, you say, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to begin. You begin from where you are. You begin with what you have. You begin by going local to become global. You begin by being on the outskirts before you come to the city center. This is the reality. And you must begin with a strategic timeline and target and focus in mind. You deny yourself certain things today so that you can own your own house tomorrow. You know, as I was preparing this message, as I was preparing rather this conversational presentation, I came up with this quote: for every designer label you desire to own, invest in brick and mortar, cement, and bricks, so that if you do this, you will sooner than later, one fine day, own your own fine home. I repeat that. For every designer label you desire to own and choose to deny yourself from owning now, investing in brick, cement, and mortar, you will sooner than later, one fine day, own your own fine home. To build your home, when you are focused, you learn to build your future. I took time out once upon a day, very privileged, to sit for 30 minutes with Madam Ibukwa Woshika. And you know, in a number of things she told me how her daddy, her father, taught her to build wealth by building homes, by owning land, and by investing in sand and bricks and cement. Today, it's not about building houses. It's not even about the chair center. It's not even about her chairmanship emeritus status that she has globally. It's about the fact that Ibukwa Woshika is a brand, not just a woman, but a brand of CEO corporate global excellence through diligent application that begins with a very first brick, mortar, cement, and water. If she did it, you certainly know. You can, I can too. Build your home, you build your future. You don't just build your future when you build a home or own a home. You build the future of others, not just others who are your children, who are your wives, but others around you. You build collateral. Building houses is all about building legacy. There's a story told, and I want to share this. I don't know if it's real, but it's a great story told, about how there was a CEO of a building company who always gave every attention to detail in all of the building construction assignments he had. He had an amazing team with him. And with him, he had a particular guy, one of his team leads, who would always be there putting things together. The guy was excellent. He would deliver all things at all times. But he was an eye-serving intermediate manager. So he did everything to impress Oga with what he was doing. But the reality was he was pinching here and there. Not from the delivery of what he was doing, but from the end, so that he could earn some money. One day, his boss came and told him, I have a very, very special client. I need to get this done, and I'm leaving everything to you. Open check, build this house with everything that it needs. And he went to town. Oh, my goodness. He built this structure. He came with the design, did everything fantastic. It was built. It was done. And he did what he was always doing, always taking something and using something less than the original standard. Because now he said, oh, God's given me a free open check. I can make money. Oh, he made money because he was leaving. And when it was done, he went to meet Oga and he said, Oga, I've done it, and I'm planning to leave. Oga said, yes, I know it's about time. So I have prepared a gift for you. The gift is the house you built. The guy couldn't shout hallelujah, even if he tried, because he knew what he built. You see, when you compromise your assignment, you compromise your investment in your personal future. At the end of it, he was compromised. He had to begin to reinvest money that he should never have needed to reinvest in a structure that he built, knowing that he had compromised the structure from the get-go because of what he wanted to have in his hand. Yes, he had money in his hand. He had extra, in fact. But all the money and extra, he knew would have to go into restructuring that house because of the devalued standard that he had invested in it. Owning your home brings you and gives you a point of entry for generating wealth, that which is sustainable, scalable, generational wealth. You see, you don't need to build a house to own a home, or own a home to build. You can own a home to build other houses. I'm trying to say this in the way in which it came to me. Let me look at it. How you choose to build, when you choose to build, why you choose to build, all belongs to you. However, this is the reality. You can, in building, I'm trying to find this point here because it was, forgive me, just trying to, sometimes when you have these things that come to your mind, you write them down. Well, this is the reality. When you build a house, you can sell the house. You don't necessarily build to own. You build a house, you can do a joint venture, you sell it, you make money from it, you invest it again, and you create a multiplier, generational wealth value chain. So don't just think of, I'm going to build a house to live in it. You build a house to create wealth with it, to become liquid with it. And there's a point of entry for everybody. Everyone can be an agent. Everyone knows a big man who needs a house. You have an uncle and aunt, somebody. You can go out looking for a house and say, sir, I found a house here, and begin. You can start at that level. You don't need a certificate to become an agent for getting someone a house in Nigeria, and you get your commission up front. But are you ready to work it? Are you ready to go checking out the different locations and connecting them to people who don't have the time to go looking for those locations but have the money and want to buy? Something interesting has happened. Post-COVID, the lockdown, I have noticed personally that a lot of people are investing in building. They're investing in homes. Everybody I think it's some kind of stability rush. People just want homes to own. Suddenly they realize the vanity of everything that was spent out there, going on those holidays, going on those business trips. Everybody's realized. Invest in the security of the future for your family, for your nation, for your community. And one of those principles, significant, must be done, prioritized necessities, is owning a home. Creating opportunities for home ownership through your own entrepreneurial investment. So, sustainable, scalable, generational wealth can be created. You talk about the best R of all. Right now, a lot of people are there renting, renting. But the truth of the matter is when you get into the committed, diligent application to own your own home, you come to R, rest, R, recovery, and R, redemption. You see, with a home, you can use it as collateral for a loan. The truth of the matter is people are afraid of loans because they're not planning to pay back. If you are planning to pay back your loan and you are using the loan, applying it to what the integrity of the principle of your getting that loan is about, you will never be afraid of a loan. You only see a loan as an investment for the next thing. OPM, other people's money, is what you work to work your dreams, your aspirations, whether it's owning a home, a boat, or a motorbike. But the reality is when you own a home, you own collateral investment for your future and the future of those that you are committed to. Again, like I said, when it comes to owning a home, everybody's like, I don't have the money. If you understand what money is and how to earn it, if you learn to earn and then save and then invest and finally create legacy, not only will you own your own home, not only will you afford a home, you will afford many more, not just for you, but for the community that you are called to, both to impact and to raise a whole new perspective of economy, intervention, and patriotic action for. Nigeria is 60. There is a jubilee. But the truth is, that jubilee cannot translate to anything that is a celebration of the force of this nation and our resources, our principal most critical resource being our human resource. 40% demographic Nigerian youth. Oh my goodness. The 50%, the world's largest collective number of women entrepreneurs in the world. Nigeria at 60, I tell you, you and I can become the housing capital of the world if only we determine that you and I can truly do it together. Together we aspire, together we achieve. That's the national motto of Trinidad and Tobago. And for Nigeria at 60, I say, that is just who we are. Dum, 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 da, 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 da. You can choose to strive or you can choose to thrive. When you choose to thrive, you will stride. And when you choose to stride, you will make those critical impacts. House Fair 4.0, Engineer Becky, congratulations. May we all together make Nigeria much more than a dream. Let Nigeria be our dream come true. I almost forgot to mention this. In closing, I have a favorite quote by one of our very dear friends, our being my husband and I, his friend from school from way back. And so one day, when they were in, I don't know, senior secondary school or just early university, my husband's dad overheard, he called him and said, SK, Sikiru, come here. Talk to me about the problem of Nigeria. And listen to what our friend SK, who is now Goldie Plus. I mean, he's a senior friend to all of us, and we all affectionately call him Otumba. But listen to what he told my father-in-law of blessed memory. He said, Nigeria's economic problems have defied all conventional economic laws. Until and unless Nigeria defines its own unique economic system, the country will continue to wallow in the ocean of confusion. Papa, over and over and over again, would have SK repeat it to him. What I've just read out to you is a reality check. This came from someone who now is close to clocking Jubilee 60. Mr. Sikiru Rufai, CEO, TSP Management Consultants, Chairman of Council for CMIT, American International University, West Africa, Gambia, Director of the CFO Academy, Nigeria, former Group CFO, Honeywell Group, former MD, Honeywell Oil and Gas Limited, Director of Public and Private Companies in and outside Nigeria, Mr. Sikri Rufai, we call him Otumba SK. This is what he said then. It is still true today. But you know what is so sweet about this reality? Until and unless Nigeria defines its own unique economic system, part of that unique economic matrix is the deliberate intervention of joint venture, government, private, public partnerships when it comes to addressing the housing deficit of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We are home to Africa's largest #1 housing estate, Gwarimpa housing estate in the world. But when you look at the quality of the buildings there, there is a lot that needs to be audited. Whatever the audit, this is our reality. You and I can choose to make the difference in the economic matrix this country needs so that rather than wallow in an ocean of confusion, we become the redefinition matrix of housing for Africa and a blue ocean of unique home ownership. Thank you.